Live from Fenway Park in Boston, the New England Sports Network presents exclusive coverage of Boston Red Sox baseball. Tonight, it's the Red Sox against the Detroit Tigers. Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the ballpark. Boy, the wild ride continues for the Red Sox. 7 straight wins now for the Sox. They have won 14 of 15. Midray Cummings and Darren Lewis, 2 of the latest heroes. Boy, Lewis has really had a season for himself. Last night, of course, winning the game with a home run down the right field line, but also with his glove.
He's done a lot of nice things so far for the Red Sox, Bob. And you talk about position players, of course, they have the most fun when they're getting base hits, hitting home runs, like Lewis did last night for the game winner. But he's one of the rare players that takes a lot of pride in his defense. And, of course, being a former Gold Glove winner, it's much as important for him to make those plays in the outfield as to get the home runs. Good example of that was that game at Cleveland where he had struck out 3 times in the game but made a great catch, and he was just as happy at the end of that game as he was if he hit the home run. So he's been an all-around player. He's done a lot of little things well. He'll move a guy along, he'll get the bunt, sacrifice bunt, make a great catch in the outfield, and last night it was nice for him to get the home run.
Oh, it should be fun here at Fenway tonight as the Red Sox go for the sweep in the brief 2-game series with Detroit. Pedro Martinez is pitching.
Well, he certainly wasn't himself last time out against the Tigers. Now, he didn't blame the ailment, the stomach ailment, for that. He said he didn't have command of his changeup, and that cost him in that ball game. But you have to think that he was wiped out. I mean, it was the night before that he got very sick. He's on medication now. He seems to be much better. And, of course, he's not going to miss a start. He's got 122 consecutive going, and a little stomach problem's not going to keep him out of the lineup.
Yeah, number 123 in a row tonight for Pedro Martinez. He's matched up against Frank Castillo of the Tigers, all coming your way next, right here on NESN.
For 27 years, I've been peanuts, see? So my pal Tony says, this Coors Light, they frost blew it, right? It's icy cold. So I says, I thought everyone drinks it because of all the peanuts I toss. See, I could hit a guy 8 rows up just by hearing the sound of his voice. It was my thing. But with Coors Light, I don't need a thing.
Wait a minute.
Ow. Except maybe a towel. Coors Light! Coors Light!
There are hundreds of lawnmowers to choose from, with a broad range of quality features designed to meet your needs. But the ones that have the edge to do the job right have one feature in common: a powerful, high-performance Briggs & Stratton engine. Make sure your lawnmower is powered by Briggs & Stratton, the power in power equipment.
With 3 powerful Magnum engines to choose from, a Dodge Dakota can be very big, or from a dollars and cents point of view, quite the opposite. Here's a big surprise from the truck that's full of surprises. Buy a Dodge Dakota and get a Magnum V6 at no extra charge. So to satisfy your lust for more power, see the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
NESN's exclusive coverage of Boston Red Sox baseball is brought to you in part by Southwest Airlines. With fares so low, you have the freedom to go places and do things you never thought possible. Fly Southwest Airlines. By Citizens Bank, not your typical bank. By Mobile, introducing the fastest way to get gas, Mobile Speed Pass. It's free and it's only at Mobile. By Hoover, nobody gets the dirt like Hoover, nobody. And by your New England Ford dealer. Stop by your New England Ford dealer for great savings on new Ford cars and trucks. All set to go here. Fenway Park in Boston, sunny Tuesday evening. Final game of this brief 2-game series with the Tigers. Pedro Martinez set to face Brian Hunter, who steps in to lead it off for Detroit. Ted Barrett, the plate umpire, and the first pitch of the ball game is up high for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes on Hunter, who comes into tonight hitting .321 on the year, a couple of homers, and 9 runs batted in. Hunter with a ground ball to short. Nomar Garcia-Parra makes the play over to Mo Vaughn, and 1 out. For the Detroit lineup tonight, Buddy Bell has Brian Hunter, as you know, leading off, followed by Joe Rand at third base, Tony Clark at first, Bobby Higginson in right, Luis Gonzalez is in left field, Damian Easley at second base, Andy Tomberlin once again the DH, Joe Oliver catches, and Davy Cruz is the Tigers shortstop.
Quickly, the defense for the Red Sox: Valentin, Garcia-Parra, Lemke, and Vaughn in the infield, O'Leary, Lewis, and Bragg in the outfield, Hatterberg doing the catching, and, of course, Pedro Martinez doing the pitching.
Martinez making his second straight start against the Tigers, lasted only 5 1/3 innings in Detroit last Wednesday night, his shortest outing as a member of the Red Sox. 5 starts for Pedro, 3 no decisions. He is 2-0 on the year with a 1.69 ERA.
That ERA is second best in the league to Chuck Finley. 51 strikeouts, leads the American League.
Joe Randa quickly down, a couple of strikes. And Martinez just misses with that one. Ted Barrett doesn't give him the call. Gave Joe Randa something to think about. A fastball just off the outside corner. Here's the 1-2 from Pedro. And Randa will send that foul down the right field line.
37 in the third innings for Pedro. 22 hits allowed, 10 walks, and as I mentioned, those 51 strikeouts. That leads Finley is second in the American League with 44.
Breaking ball, just a piece of it by Randa to retain life at the plate. Pedro Martinez struck out 11 on opening day, tying Roger Clemens' opening day record. He has 30 career 10 strikeout games. As this one is fouled back by Randa. As a matter of fact, Pedro has struck out 10 or more in 18 of his last 27 starts. Tigers going in one direction, the Red Sox in the other. Tigers have lost 5 straight. They've dropped 10 of their last 11 ball games. They are just 4-17 on the year. John Valentin at third base, over to Mo Vaughn. A couple of ground ball outs. First Garcia Parra getting the assist, and now John Valentin.
Well, we'll see how much Pedro has in that tank tonight. He's been pretty sick since that last start in Detroit. But as we mentioned, he has been taking some medication and he's feeling better over the last couple of days. I guess they're going to put him on some new medication after the start today. They didn't want to start something new and see if he was, allergic to it or whether the problems could be. But he wasn't going to miss this start.
Well, this is number 123 in a row as he works to Tony Clark. Clark 224, couple of homers, 11 runs batted in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pedro, 26 years of age. Red Sox have gone 4-1 in his 5 starts, losing only at Anaheim. That was that 11-inning ball game where Matt Wahlbeck singled in Garrett Anderson in the bottom of the 11th, giving Anaheim a 2-1 win. Holtz was the winning pitcher. Tom Gordon took the loss that night. Pedro earlier was matched up with Chuck Finley, neither starter figuring in the decision. That's the only time that the Martinez has started a ball game and the Red Sox have wound up on the losing end of the score. They have won the other 4 of his starts, including last Wednesday night in Detroit. Clark swings and misses, and the Tigers go 1-2-3. Detroit scoreless with the Red Sox coming up.
When you fly those other guys out of Logan, you can kiss your money goodbye. But when you fly Southwest Airlines out of Manchester or Providence, you pay only $39 to Baltimore Washington International. So forget Logan and fly Southwest Airlines to BWI. It'll save you a lot of money.
You are now free to move about the country.
Hi, it's Paul Revere. The British are coming.
For reliable nationwide coverage, get Cellular One.
Hi, it's Paul. The British are coming.
We've led the way in wireless phone service from the start. But just think if we'd gotten it to you sooner.
Hi, it's John Adams. I'm not here, so please leave a message.
John, it's Paul. Pick up, it's important.
Tigers went quickly at the hands of Pedro Martinez in the top half of the first inning. Now the Red Sox come to bat for the first time tonight. Jimmy Williams has Nomar Garcia Parra leading off at short, followed by John Valentin at third base. Mo Vaughn hits third with Reggie Jefferson hitting cleanup. He's the DH. And Troy O'Leary is in left field. Scott Hatteberg handles the catching chores. Aaron Bragg in right. Darren Lewis, one of last night's heroes, in center field. And Mark Lemke, the second baseman, bats number 9.
Tigers are last in the league in defense. They've made 22 errors in the 21 games they've played so far. Joe Randa will be at third base. Davey Cruz, the shortstop. Damian Easley at second and Tony Clark at first. Left to right, Louis Gonzalez, Brian Hunter, and Bobby Higginson. Joe Oliver again behind the plate tonight. And on the mound making his first start of the season is Frank Castillo. He is coming off the disabled list today. Was put on that March 24th with a right shoulder strain. But looking at his numbers from last season, that was between the Chicago Cubs and the Colorado Rockies. Actually had more success at the end of the year with the Rockies. The 12 wins for Castillo was a career high for him. All his time in the major leagues previous to last year was with the Chicago Cubs.
Now, this is his first American League club. He has obviously pitched against American League opposition with interleague play coming in last year. As Nomar Garcia Parra leads off for the Red Sox, John Valentin and Mo Vaughn to follow. Sox are 10-1 here at Fenway Park this year. Nomar looks at a called strike. Ed Barrett is the plate umpire. Don Denkinger works at first. Rick Reed's at second. And Timmy Cheetah, who we had behind the plate last night, will be at third. 1 ball and 1 strike on Nomar. Nomar had a double in last night's ball game. Frank Castillo made 3 starts in spring training. Coming back off the DL as he runs it in on Garcia Parra. 2-1 to count.
Red Sox will see 3 pitches from Castillo. The fastball, the curveball that he's already featured to Nomar, and also the changeup.
Curveball there off the glove of Castillo. Able to flag it down and underhanded over to Tony Clark at first base in time to get Nomar 1 out.
And as usual with pitches coming off the disable list, he will be on a pitch count of about 90 pitches tonight against the Red Sox. Fortunately for Castillo, that ball going in the direction of first base, so all it took was the underhand flip to get the first out.
One out. The batter's John Valentin. One ball, 1 strike now on John. 0 for 3 with a walk in last night's ball game. John hitting .266 on the year, 1 homer, 8 runs batted in. Castillo has to hit spots to be effective. Hit the spot that time on the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Started last year. Castillo did 2-7 and then finished up 10-5 in his last 15 decisions to wind up at that 12-12 mark. Full count on Valentin.
They look out toward right field, and of course that sun still a factor for the right fielder early in this ball game with the 6 o'clock start.
Now a couple of more of those against the Angels. Valentin rocks this one towards the corner in left field. Couple of skips and it's off the wall. Played by Gonzalez. Valentin going for his specialty, a 2-base hit.
Well, Valentin picks up his 8th double of the season. Not quite good enough yet to put him in the top 10. Justice leads in doubles with 13. Little top spin line drive that time by John right down the left field line. Gets himself in a scoring position with the 1 out. You'd have to say it's kind of a slow start for Valentin double-wise. He's usually right at the top of the league, but I'm sure before the season's over, he'll be close to it.
He only had 47 a year ago. He's in scoring position with 1 out. Mo Vaughn at the plate, and Mo looks at 1 up high. 355 for Vaughn. That 7th home run came here last night. 20 runs batted in for Mo. Till the late innings of the game last night, Mo's home run was the Red Sox only offense. Hit it off a left-hander, Justin Thompson. Back facing the right-hander Castillo tonight as Vaughn looks at a called strike. Great finish again for the Red Sox last night. 2 runs in the 7th, 3 runs in the 8th. They win the ball game 6-5. Sox have won 7 straight and 14 of 15. And as mentioned, are 10-1 at home. Aaron Lewis capped it last night with that home run right down the right field line. Got around the foul pole down there, wound up in the seats. He went back-to-back with Midre Cummings. Vaughn lays off as the count goes to 3-1.
And a lot of off-speed pitches with first base open, even though it's the first inning. A lot of curveballs, a lot of change-ups to move on.
It's the breaking ball on a line. Base hit right field. Wendell Kim waving John Valentin home. Higginson has a great arm. Here's a throw to the plate. It sails over the plate and caught by Castillo backing up. But on the throw, Mo was able to scoot down to second base. If Vaughn picks up an RBI, the Red Sox lead 1-0, and Vaughn replaces Valentin at second base.
Well, Mo figured and he knew that he was not going to get a fastball to work on in that at bat with first base open. So what does he do? He sits on the curveball. Got the curveball from Castillo and the line drive base hit. Now, Bobby Higginson, who last year had 20 assists out in right field, a bad throw over the cutoff man's head, over the catcher's head, and that's going to allow Mo Vaughn to get himself in a scoring position. Those are the little things the Red Sox have been doing well. You see a problem right there for the Tigers.
Reggie Jefferson hitting cleanup tonight. Reggie swinging the bat better. Was hitting number 2, as you recall, for a while, and now has dropped down into the number 4 position. So Jefferson hitting 4th now for the Sox, who have tacked one up on the board here in the first inning. Jefferson late with that swing, and it's 0-2.
Reggie started to heat up in that Cleveland series on the last road trip. Getting the average up now to 271. He's hitting 5 straight games.
One ball, 2 strikes. You can trot up all kinds of statistics for the Detroit Tigers, and they'll all come up negative. Detroit 4-17 on the year. All the Red Sox statistics are positive as Jefferson lifts one here to center field. Hunter is there to make the catch for the second out of the inning.
You know, you mentioned, Bob, Reggie moving back to the cleanout spot after hitting second when he started to heat up. I think part of the reason for this is the fact that Valentin and Vaughn are much more comfortable in the 2 and 3 spot than they are in the 3 and 4 spot. And that's one of the reasons I think that they've made the switch. And it was easier for Williams to make the switch now because Reggie's starting to swing the bat better.
Troy O'Leary remaining in the number 5 hole. 275 on the year, 5 homers, 11 runs batted in. Breaking ball for a called strike. Swing and a miss by O'Leary. Down on the count now, 0-2. Red Sox start the night 17 wins and 6 losses on the year, tied with the Yankees for the lead in the East. Yankees have been matching the Red Sox win for win. One ball, 2 strikes. Softly to third. Joe Randa will make the play across the diamond to Clark in time to get O'Leary. That retires the side. But the Sox get a run. They've got a 1-0 lead here for Pedro Martinez after 1.
Hey, it's Nearing. You're throwing against us tomorrow, right? I need a favor. You see, for every home run, we get $100 goes to the kids in New England. So you could just throw some fastballs right down the middle. Yeah. I know you got a good curveball. Don't throw any.
For every home run that Tim Naring's team hits at Fenway, Citizens Bank donates $100 to athletes reaching out, funding children's charities in New England.
No. Don't walk anybody either. Come on, do it for the kids.
When you ship with Priority Mail, it's a great way to save money. But what about other parts of the world? There's Global Priority Mail. And here's the best part. Give us a few days more, and you can save up to 70% over FedEx or UPS. So, what's your global priority? Try Global Priority Mail from the U.S. Postal Service.
Take a look at the family of minivans that have won more awards than any other. With an available second sliding door and 7-passenger seating, take a look at the Plymouth Voyager. It's the lowest priced minivan, now with $750 cash back. Or $1,000 cash back on Plymouth Grand Voyager. Get a great lease rate on Chrysler Town & Country, or now 1.9% APR on all minivans.
If you want to see what's new at Chrysler and Plymouth, we'll show you what's new.
Back at Fenway, the Red Sox have the 1-0 lead over the Tigers. Let's take a look at the home run leaders in the American League and National League, brought to you by your New England Ford dealers. A lot of people with 8. Canseco, Griffey, Palmer, Rodriguez, and Stevens all with 8 home runs. Tim Salmon is next with 7. Over in the National League, Vinny Castillo with 11. Mark McGuire 10. Galarraga, Chipper Jones both have 9. And Mike Piazza, who getting a little bit of a tough go from the fans out in L.A., has 8 home runs.
Those are the home run leaders. Meanwhile, Pedro Martinez takes to the mound here at Fenway. 1-0 lead as we start the second inning. Bobby Higginson leading off for the Tigers. Higginson's home run you saw there came a while ago. Came early in April off Doug Graybeck and the Orioles. Facing here, Pedro Martinez. 2 balls and no strikes. Tigers are heading home after this one. They've got a brief 2-game series against Texas, and then it's right back on the road again for Detroit. They'll head out west. Sox, of course, stay home and continue the homestand here tomorrow night against the Anaheim Angels. Inside corner, it's 2-2.
You look at the top 10 in ERA. Red Sox have 3 players. Pedro 2nd, Saberhagen 3rd, and Derek Lowe 10th.
Higginson pulls this one right down the right field line. This could be trouble. It's gone. A home run. Bobby Higginson hitting at just about the same spot, a little bit further down than Darren Lewis hit his in the 9th inning last night. And Martinez has given up his 3rd home run of the season. Brian Giles of the Indians, and his last start, Damian Easley of the Tigers, previously homering against Pedro. Tonight it's Higginson to tie the ball game.
Well, I think it was a changeup that Damian Easley hit for a home run in Detroit. This is a changeup to Bobby Higginson. That's the pitch right there that Martinez felt like he did not have good command of in his last start against the Tigers, and Higginson takes the changeup for the home run.
Number 2 for Higginson on the year, and a brand new ball game. 1-1 here at Fenway. Luis Gonzalez takes a called strike. Gonzalez, of course, has seen a lot of Martinez in their National League days. He's 11 for 30 against Pedro, if you want the numbers, career-wise. That 12 for 31 as Gonzalez drops a single into right. So he's hit Pedro pretty well, about as well as you can, I guess.
Got a 5-game hitting streak now. Does Gonzalez hitting over 300?
Second baseman.
That was the fastball that time that he gets the base hit on.
Damian Easley that we were mentioning that had the home run off Martinez in his last start at Tiger Stadium in Detroit. 1 of 5 that Easley has hit this year. Easley actually had a home run in each of those 2 games against the Sox at Tiger Stadium. Time called by Ted Barrett behind the plate.
Well, I said that he hit a fastball for a base hit, but I guess it was a changeup. It was 78 miles an hour according to the radar gun, so it was not the fastball that Gonzalez gets the base hit on.
Tigers have got a home run from Higginson, a single from Gonzalez to open the second inning. Breaking ball bounces away from Hatteberg. Hatteberg's throw to second base is not in time. Gonzalez, with some alert base running, is able to advance the base. So that'll be a wild pitch charged to Pedro Martinez.
That's why it's always important for a base runner to get the proper secondary lead, because if this happens, the ball bounces in the dirt. Not very often will the catcher come clean with a play like that, and if you can get the good secondary lead and good jump, you're going to pick up a base. Good heads-up base running there by Gonzalez.
Tigers get another runner in scoring position. Easley will try at minimum to move his man over to third base as the pitch runs outside. 2 balls, no strikes. One game in the American League this afternoon. The A's beat the Tampa Bay Devil Rays 4-3 down at Tropicana Park. fouled in front of the plate by Easley. 2 balls and a strike. One game of particular interest tonight in the American League will be at Kansas City later. Seattle plays at KC, and it marks the return of Randy Johnson, who is still searching for his first win of the year. The big unit pitches at Kansas City later tonight. There's the bunt by Easley, rolls foul down the third baseline, runs the count even 2-2.
Well, Easley right now trying to get to that base runner Gonzalez to third base in less than 2 outs. Tries to bunt down the third baseline, but couldn't keep it in fair territory.
Pedro Martinez won on opening night against the Oakland A's. Another win coming against the Cleveland Indians here at Fenway Park. Easley pushes it, charged at shortstop by Garcia Parra. The strong throw just in time. Who gets his job done and does advance Gonzalez over to third base. They got it done with a soft ground ball to short.
Curveball, thinking that that's the ball he's going to pull. He does pull it, but it's a very soft ground ball, and of course that's an easy one for that man at second base to read. He knows he can move up one base. So they do get the job done by advancing the runner. Now on third with less than 2 outs. The Red Sox will pull the infield in here early in the ball game.
Andy Tomberlin, the DH, bats. Jammed by Pedro, fouls it into the roof boxes.
Wow.
Strike.
There is one of the rare good plays in the luxury boxes. That gentleman was actually paying attention to the game and got himself a souvenir.
He was rewarded with a baseball. Sox with the infield in. Tigers have given up a ton of runs this year.
Usually you save the squeeze for late in the game, but you never know when a guy like Martinez is pitching, because 1 run now could be the last one you get.
Broken bat to second base. Cut to the plate comes Lemke, and a dead duck at the plate is Gonzalez. So Jimmy Williams pulls the infield in, and it pays off. Thinking it was strange he had the infield in. I mean, given the fact that Detroit has a team ERA of over 6 and Castillo is coming off a DL, but the Sox manager has the infield in. It's right to Lemke, and he's able to gun Gonzalez out at the plate.
Well, he has to battle a couple of things. The head of the baseball bat going out to him, and then the baseball. You know, a lot of times for the infield, if you ask them, one of the most difficult plays they have to make, and it sounds crazy, but it's the one with the infield in. Sometimes they get a tendency to rush it. They make a bad throw. Lemke very much under control there and gets that runner at home plate. Gonzalez almost turned an ankle over on that slide at home.
Batters the Tiger catcher Joe Oliver, who swings and misses. 1 strike. It's 179 in the early season for Oliver. Does have 5 runs batted in. Pedro really turned that one loose. 0-2. He, of course, has seen a lot of Oliver in their National League days. Oliver 1 for 12 lifetime against Pedro Martinez with 4 strikeouts. That is 2/3 of the way to number 5. Here's the 2-strike pitch. Oliver still has life at the plate as he fouls it back to the screen.
Last pitch by Martinez, 95 miles an hour. That's the hardest fastball that he's thrown in this game. He was going for the strikeout on the last one.
One pitch later, he gets his man as Oliver takes the breaking ball for called strike 3. 1 run on the home run by Higginson. It's a 1-1 ball game after 1.5.
My name is Jim, and I am the beer man, and I'm proud to sell this Coors Light. So please do not call me beer dude. Don't yell beer jockey, barley boy, or suds buddy. And I'll be happy to pour you a frost brewed Coors Light. Stay away from Brew Brother, Captain Cup, and Sir Pour-A-Lot, and you'll get your Rocky Mountain refreshment faster than you can say Lager Lugger. I am Beer Man.
Hey, beer stud.
It's not easy to quit a 15-year smoking habit. Especially when it's not yours.
Hi, I'm Steve Nelson. You know, football's a lot like life. You have to have teamwork and communication. When it comes to communication, no one beats a team at Odyssey Solutions, your Nextel digital communications dealer, and their 3-point plan of attack. Unbeatable prices, factory authorized service, and great field position. So get Nextel at Odyssey Solutions, because life is full of audibles.
Call 1-888-963-9773 today.
Bottom of the second from Fenway. We're tied at 1. Red Sox fans check out the new 24-hour Touchstone ticketing by calling 617-4824-SOX. This new system is the easiest way to purchase tickets any time of the day. Why not use the latest technology to purchase Red Sox tickets at one of America's oldest and most storied ballparks? Take one more look at the play at home plate. The accurate, strong throw by Lemke. The tag by Hatterberg. Now watch Gonzalez. He almost gets a spike caught. I think it was his knee, actually, that hit first, and then he bounced up. Fortunately, he didn't get that ankle turned around on him.
Yeah, sort of a crash landing by Gonzalez there at the plate. Still a 1-1 ball game as Scott Hatterberg leads off here, bottom half of inning number 2. 3 homers and 7 runs batted in for Scott this year. Line drive to left field, falls in front of Gonzalez for a base hit.
Well, Gonzalez is, after the last 2 days, is trying to figure out where should I play in left field. Last night he was playing very shallow, and a couple of balls got over his head. But as I mentioned many times, probably better off shallow in Fenway and left than deep. And this time he may have felt like he was too deep, as he just can't quite make the play on the line drive. Did a good job blocking the ball, though, keeping it in front of him and keeping Hatterberg at first base.
Sox have their leadoff man on, Darren Bragg. The right fielder looks at a called strike. Bragg hitting him a number 7 hole. 300 on the year for Darren. Couple of homers, 7 RBIs. He got into last night's game late as a defensive replacement out in right field. Did not have a plate appearance. Uncontinued at Fenway last night, and of course the Sox have Pedro Martinez pitching here against the Tigers tonight. Mentioned at the end last night, we've had, it seems like, a season full of memories already, and we're only to the 28th of April. Jimmy Williams using traditional baseballese and talking to the press before the game, going through the same thing that we've mentioned a couple of times. Obviously, baseball is a daily game. It's played every day for 6 months. The season is a marathon, and like Jimmy pointed out, there's still 139, 140 games to go. Can't get too high, sort of try and keep on an even keel, despite all the great theatrics here at Fenway in the early season. I like Mo Vaughn's comments in the paper this morning. Mo saying, I've never seen anything like this. Wendell Kim running through the signs at third base. Down to 2 balls and a strike on Darren Bragg. Way wide from Castillo, who now trails in the count 3-1.
Well, you know, Bobby, you're talking about Jimmy Williams, you know, and he's right. And, you know, you've got to kind of maintain a balance. It's a long season. You can't get too high when things are going well. You can't get too low. But it's hard not to get caught up in this kind of baseball. I mean, talking to Mark Lemke, of course, Lemke's been with some great teams in Atlanta. I said, have you ever seen anything like this? He said, never. I've never seen a team since I've been here late in ball games win games the way we have. And even all those great teams that he played on in Atlanta, he says, I've never seen anything quite like this.
Foul back by Brad. Let me ask you this. Does it all go back in a way to opening day? I mean, had opening day not happened that way, maybe some of the things that happened later wouldn't happen. One feeds off the other? Or?
I don't think so, no. I think you come to the park every day expecting something new to happen. You don't know what that's going to be. And so far, it's been all good.
All seemed to start on opening day with a 7-run 9th inning, and it's just sort of fed off, one leading to the other.
I mean, let's put it this way. It's better to have the feeling right now that the Red Sox have, like something good is going to happen, as opposed to the Tigers, who have struggled at the beginning of the year, where maybe they expect something bad to happen at the end of the game. But it's a different, every single game is different, and everything you see in that game is different than the night before, and you just play them, as they say, Bob, one at a time.
There's a ground ball. And an easy double play. Cruz, despite the fact that Scott Hatteberg was off with the pitch at first base, the bouncing ball towards the bag brought Davy Cruz right across the second base bag in an easy double play.
That's the only way they're going to make a double play. The shortstop going to cover second base, and of course Davy Cruz playing his second game since coming off the DL. Very solid defensive shortstop, makes it look easy.
Well, last night's hero, this time with the bat, Darren Lewis. Lewis batting in the number 8 hole for the Sox tonight. Takes a called strike. One home run for Lewis. You know when that was. Game winner last night in the bottom of the 8th inning. Takes a second strike. Here's the home run last night by Lewis. 5-5 ball game. He goes back to back with Meade-Ray Cummings. Right down the right field line in the seats, gives the Sox the lead 6-5. Tom Gordon picks up the save, and the Sox made it 7 in a row. First home run since last year when he hit one for the Dodgers against the Colorado Rockies. Two balls, 2 strikes.
Excuse me. He's seen plenty of Castillo over in the National League, and in 20 at-bats, he has 3 hits against Frank Castillo.
Lewis with the Giants and the Dodgers. Castillo with the Cubs. And the Rockies. That looked a bit high, but it's called a strike by Ted Barrett. Aaron Lewis can't believe it. Sox are going here in the second inning. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left. 1-1 as we head to the third.
Touchdown, Boston. It's a go.
Nobody does it like you.
Nobody has harnessed the power of the wind like Wind Tunnel by Hoover. A breakthrough in cleaning power. Hoover tested Wind Tunnel against other leading brands. The difference is remarkable. Others scatter much of the dirt, but Wind Tunnel channels the power of the wind, picking up more dirt than any other clean air upright. Only from Wind Tunnel by Hoover.
Does it like you?
Oh, how happy you have made me. Oh, how happy you have made me.
America's #1 selling Ford F-150. Now only $229 a month for 24 months. The big Ford F-150. The style, the power, and legendary for making the tough stuff look easy. And for only $229 a month for 24 months. Well, that's just another reason to keep smiling. Only from your New England Ford dealer.
Number 8. All tied at 1 after 2 innings here at Fenway. Tune in tonight at 10 p.m. for Fox Sports News. You get complete scores, highlights, and analysis from the NBA, NHL, and Major League Baseball. Fox Sports News tonight at 10, live on NESN.
Davy Cruz leads off against Pedro Martinez. Takes a breaking ball for a called strike. Cruz 0 for 3 on the young season. Last night was his first game. One ball and 1 strike on Davy Cruz. Ball for Martinez, missing down low.
See where Juan Marichal was in an automobile accident. Of course, Marichal here at Fenway when Pedro pitched his first game at Fenway Park. Apparently everything's okay, though, with him.
Now, Pedro saying he is okay. It was serious, but he was okay, which is good news. Marichal attending the baseball writers' dinner with Martinez back in January here in Boston. Here's the payoff pitch to Cruz. In the air to right center field. Darren Lewis covers a lot of ground and makes the catch in front of Darren Bragg. 1 out. That was a night that Martinez gave the Cy Young Award to Marichal, and then Marichal said later he gave it back to Pedro on the plane ride back to the Dominican Republic. Top of the order for the Tigers. Here's Brian Hunter. What a game last night. 4 hits and 5 trips, including a double. Knocked in a couple of runs for the Tigers. Martinez working quickly. Has the count even now with a ball and a strike on the Tiger center fielder. Hunter towards the gap in left center field. That'll go all the way to the 379 sign, where it's cut off out there by Darren Lewis. It's a 2-base hit for Brian Hunter.
Brian Hunter, the leading hitter in that lineup tonight for the Tigers. 321 coming in after that 4-for-5 performance last night, and he's right on the Martinez fastball here in the gap in left center field. And of course, with his speed, you know it's going to be a double. You just wonder if it might be a triple. Good backhanded play by Darren Lewis to quickly get it back in and hold Hunter with 2 bases.
Tigers have a runner in scoring position and a runner with great speed there at second base. Joe Randa at the plate. Breaking ball right off the glove of Hatteberg, and that will advance Hunter to third base. That'll be a pass ball.
Well, he had to be crossed up on that. It's almost like he was expecting the fastball, got the curveball, and I don't even think he got any glove on that one, as a matter of fact. Let's take another look. There's the curveball. He's expecting fastball and just got a piece of the glove, and then off the shin guard back to the backstop. So if you're going to play the infield in the second, looks like Jimmy Williams is going to do it again here in the third. But a little more speed at third base now in Brian Hunter. He'll probably be going on contact just like they were last inning.
Worked to perfection last inning. When Tomberlin hit the ground ball to Lemke, and Gonzalez was thrown out of the play. Let's see how it works here in the third. Ball and a strike on Joe Randa.
See, a lot of times managers won't do this early in the game because they don't want to have the possibility of a big inning. Well, not likely you're going to have a real big inning against Martinez.
Breaking ball for a strike. It's 1-2. He struck him out. 3 for Pedro on the night.
See, that's what makes those great pitches so special. They get him in on third base, and they don't allow the contact to even happen. Curveball doing the honors that time. He's got 3 strikeouts tonight, 2 with the curveball, 1 with the changeup. He got Clark in the first inning on a changeup.
Tony Clark is at the plate for the Tigers. He takes strike 1. Clark, the strikeout victim. He went down swinging back in the first inning. Swing and a miss. He's down 0-2.
It's been nothing but changeups to Clark. He got him on that pitch to strike him out, and the first 2 pitches in this at bat have both been changeups. Fastball away and up.
Clark lays off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. strikeouts for Martinez. The Tigers leave Brian Hunter stranded at third base. 1-1 after 2.5.
There are hundreds of lawnmowers to choose from, with a broad range of quality features designed to meet your needs. But the ones that have the edge to do the job right have one feature in common: a powerful, high-performance Briggs & Stratton engine. Make sure your lawnmower is powered by Briggs & Stratton, the power in power equipment.
Attention Red Sox fans, now there's a publication just for you, Die Hard. Die Hard. It's must-reading for every Red Sox fan. Each monthly issue includes player features, historical articles, minor league coverage, stats, columnists, and much, much more. 12 monthly issues plus a free schedule poster are only $27.95. To place your order, call now toll-free 1-800-421-7751.
Mike Piazza and the LA Blue Crew head to Three Rivers to face Jason Kendall and the Bucks. Baseball Thursday on NESN.
Bottom of the third at Fenway, 1-1, Tigers and Red Sox. Spring means baseball. There's no better place than historic friendly Fenway to watch America's pastime. There are still plenty of good seats available for upcoming games. For ticket information, call the ticket office at 617-267-1700.
The second baseman, Mark Lemke.
Mark Lemke leads off the Sox half of the third inning. Lemke has struggled at the plate, as the 121 average would attest to, but a couple of times the Red Sox have had key rallies, and Lemke has picked up a base on balls right smack in the middle of it. Keep things going. He's played a solid defensive second base for the Red Sox. Jimmy Williams has him in the lineup again tonight. Switch hitting second baseman. Frank Castillo on the mound for the Tigers tonight. A couple of interesting stories about Castillo. First of all, he is a high school teammate down in El Paso, Texas, of Butch Henry of the Red Sox. And also, Castillo has never been a very good hitting pitcher. Should be happy to get to the American League. 36 singles in 326 major league at-bats for Castillo.
Yeah, but you know what, Bob? That's 36 more hits than a lot of guys got.
That's right. You know what else he got? He got a BMW from Brian McRae. McRae was kidding him about his hitting. Bet him he couldn't hit a home run in batting practice while they were with the Cubs. And guess what? One left the yard at Wrigley Field. Davy Cruz with a throw to Clark in time to get Lemke one out.
Number 5, the shortstop.
Lemke out and a ground ball to short. Top of the order now for the Red Sox. Here's Nomar Garcia-Parra. One ball, no strikes on Garcia-Parra, who had a double for 4, knocked in a run last night here in the win over the Tigers. Sox are 3-0 against Detroit this year after Detroit won the season series a year ago. Tigers captured 7 of the 12 games, including 4 of the 6 meetings here at Fenway Park. The year before that, the Sox owned Detroit. They won 12 of 13. Just killed the Tigers. Hunter in center field makes the catch, 2 outs. Last year, Detroit made that great improvement, picking up 26 games, playing much better baseball against not only the Red Sox, but the rest of the American League. They were expecting a lot better things this year, but they have really dropped like a rock out of the starting gate. Sox, meanwhile, have soared. Valentin among a number of Red Sox who seem to feast on Tiger pitching. Reggie Jefferson would come to mind, and lately Midre Cummings, as Valentin takes a called strike.
Well, I don't think the Tigers want to see Midre Cummings come out of that dugout late in the game. I mean, he's got him twice in a week.
A.B. Cruz makes quite a play at shortstop, up and throws and gets John Valentin. It's a 1-2-3 bottom half of the third inning. Nice play by the Tigers shortstop. 1-1 our ball game stands after 3 innings.
It's wall-to-wall baseball in May on NESN. The Red Sox have 13 games, starting with the Rangers on the 2nd at 1. The Minnesota Twins come to town for 2 on the 5th and 6th at 7. The Sox head to Texas to take on the Rangers on the 11th at 8:30 and the 12th at 2:30. The Sox then head up north to visit Minnesota on the 13th at 8 and a 1:15 getaway start on the 14th. The Royals visit Fenway on the 17th at 1, and the homestand continues with the White Sox on the 19th and 20th at 7. The Yankees come to town on the 23rd at 1, and the Toronto Blue Jays make their first trip to Fenway on the 26th at 7. The Sox head to the Bronx at 7:30 to battle the Yankees. Fox Baseball Thursday has the best of the bigs with 4 games from around the majors. Nothing gets you closer to the Red Sox than the front row. And keep up with the Sox and the rest of the majors on Sports Desk every morning. Go deep with NESN in May. The road to Boston goes through Pawtucket. The Paw Sox host the Richmond Braves Saturday, May 9th, live at 1.
Top of the 4th inning, Bobby Higginson leads off for the Tigers. Pedro Martinez, Frank Castillo, our pitching matchup tonight here at Fenway Park. Higginson was a leadoff batter a couple of innings ago in the 2nd inning and hit a home run off Pedro. Strike down the outside corner. Martinez has struck out 4, has not walked the batter. Other American League action tonight. Anaheim at Baltimore. Blue Jays and the Yankees are rematched at the stadium. Lewis in center makes the catch to retire Higginson.
Check out NESN.com for the most complete coverage of New England sports. Get the latest information about the region's professional teams. Read the best features on New England's hottest outdoor sports. For all this and more, just surf on over to NESN.com, your online ticket to New England sports.
Blue Jays and Yankees last night. What a ball game there. Yankees beat Roger Clemens 1-0. Andy Pettit out pitching Roger last night. Luis Gonzalez fouls one down the left field line. Cleveland and the White Sox tonight. We mentioned Seattle and Kansas City with Randy Johnson pitching, and Texas plays at Minnesota. The afternoon game, Oakland 4, Tampa 3. One and one on Luis Gonzalez.
This Roger had a little trouble with his control last night in that game against the Yankees. Still only the 1 run.
2-1 the count. And again fouled off by Gonzalez. That's back safely in the seats. Yankees are 15-5. Sox are 17-6. They're in a virtual tie for first place in the East. Baltimore 4.5 behind now. Blue Jays are down in the basement 8 games behind the 2 leaders. A little bad blood, I guess, between the Yankees and the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays had Maury Wills in the dugout, and I guess Wills was assisting the coaches, and Joe Torre called the umpire's attention to it because Wills is not a regular member of the Toronto coaching staff, and Maury was asked to leave.
Well, you know what happens, Bob, in those situations? Usually, when a manager or coach goes out to exchange lineups before a game, they will ask permission of the other manager or coach. They'll say, you know, is it okay if Will sits on our bench, or we have a disabled player, can he sit on the bench during the game? And 99% of the time, they will say, yes, that's no problem. Maybe that didn't happen in that meeting at home plate. And maybe Torrey saw something that Wills was doing that he didn't like. So he brought it to the attention of the umpire and had him removed.
I don't know what happened last night at the stadium, but at the time, the last 2 games of the series up in Toronto, Tim Johnson was not talking with Joe Torrey.
I don't think Joe's going to lose much sleep over that.
Gonzalez draws a walk. First free ticket issued by Pedro tonight.
Number 9, the second baseman, Damian Easley.
Tigers second baseman Damian Easley 0 for 1 tonight. Pedro, as you remember in previous starts, has a pretty good move to first base. One ball, no strikes.
Gonzalez, decent speed at first. Not great speed, but he does have 3 stolen bases. He's been caught 1 time. Certainly deserves your attention.
Missed inside. 2-0 on Easley. Easley grounded to Garcia Parr at shortstop back in the second inning. Red Sox were on the West Coast to open the year. There was a very prominent story on Martinez in the Los Angeles Times. Martinez, of course, began his big league career with the Dodgers. Long one here for Bragg. That's right down the right field line. That's a fair ball. Gonzalez held at third base by Perry Hill. And is going to have to scramble back head first now as the throw comes over to John Valentin.
Damian Easley has been a thorn in the side of Pedro Martinez. He had the home run against him in Detroit. He pulled that pitch. Now this time goes to the opposite field for the double. They had Gonzalez hung up not quite halfway between home and third, but certainly by the time Lenke picks him up and makes the throw, it's going to be a little bit late. Good hustle job by Troy O'Leary. He came all the way in from left field and backed up that throw to third base, because if that gets by Valentin, that goes in either the camera pit or the dugout, and that's going to be a run. Outfielders just don't stand around on throws coming from the outfield. They have to go back up a base, and that time O'Leary did hustle to his position.
Give the free pass to Andy Tomberlin to load the bases here. Set up the force at every base and bring up Joe Oliver, the Tiger catcher.
Now that's because you got the right-handed hitting Oliver coming up and Cruz to follow him, so potentially you have 2 strikeout victims coming to the plate. If you get the ground ball, you may get the double play to get out of the inning.
I don't know if it's a weird stat or not, but the Tigers have hit into only 6 double plays this year, which is by far the fewest in the American League.
Number 7, the catcher, Joe Oliver.
Have the bases loaded here. Gonzalez at third base, Easley at second, Tomberlin at first with 1 out. Joe Oliver has been to bat with the bases loaded before. Makes contact, line drive, base hit, center field. Everybody's going to move up 1 base. Gonzalez scoring on the play. Easley to third, Tomberlin down to second as the Tigers take a 2-1 lead.
No strikeout that time. He did strike him out on a curveball in his first at bat, so he starts him with the curveball, and Oliver's on it. He hit the line drive to center field, and everybody advances just 1 base. The Tigers have not been easy outs for Pedro Martinez in his 2 starts.
No, I was just thinking about that. I don't know whether it's the stomach ailment or whether that still bothers him or not, but they've had by far more success against him than did the Mariners or the Indians, the A's, some of the other teams that he's faced.
Number 8, the shortstop, Davy Cruz.
5 1/3 innings for Pedro last Wednesday in Detroit. Gave up 4 runs, 6 hits in that ball game through 98 pitches. Trails in this one 2-1. Tigers have the bases loaded. Still 1 out here in the 4th. Davy Cruz, the Tiger hitter, right down the first baseline. Mo Vaughn makes the play, steps on the bag, but that'll score another run. Damian Easley crossing the plate, and it's a 3-1 Detroit lead.
Well, you've got to give credit to the 8 and 9 hitters in that lineup because they did stay away from the strikeout. Oliver swung at the first pitch, picked up a base hit. Cruz also swinging at the first pitch, not giving himself a chance to strike out.
Number 21, the center fielder.
Just by making
Brian
contact, even though it's an out, you do get another run home.
Martinez trailing the Tigers 3-1. Runners at second and third, 2 outs. Top of the order again. Here's Brian Hunter. The third Hunter Martinez matchup tonight. Breaking ball missing outside. Ground ball to short in the first inning. A double to center field in the third. Knocked down by Hatteberg. 2-0 the count. Omberlin's the runner at third base. Joe Oliver is down at second. 2 outs. Detroit has scored a pair here against Martinez and the Red Sox in the top of the 4th. There's a strike on Hunter. And there's another one. 2-2. Gets the curveball on the outside corner. 5 strikeouts for Martinez. Detroit gets 2 though in the 4th. Tigers have a 3-1 lead over the Sox after 3.5.
I won't rest until every thirsty beer-drinking adult has a cold Coors Light in his hands. Rest is for the peanut vendors and the nacho guys. The folks who frost brew Coors Light, they don't rest until it's perfectly refreshing. And it's my job to get it to you that way. Oh, there's no rest for the bear man, not until every fan here is refreshed.
Joey, you ready?
I think everyone here is pretty refreshed, right?
Do you believe the world can be a friendlier place? We do. Friendly Serve at Mobil. It's the fastest way to get gas. It's the friendliest place to get gas. And it's just one more way we let you take wing.
I believe I can fly.
We have liftoff. Touchdown, Boston. It's a go.
Now batting.
Back here at Fenway Park, Red Sox all set to hit in the home half of the 4th inning. Check our game summary. Bobby Higginson, solo home run to tie the ball game for Detroit back in the 2nd inning. Joe Oliver has a double, has scored a run, has knocked in a run. Mo Vaughn with an RBI single. All adds up right now to a 3-1 Detroit lead. As Mo Vaughn steps in to lead off the 4th for the Red Sox, followed by Reggie Jefferson and Troy O'Leary. One ball, no strikes. Now 2-0, the count on Mo. Frank Castillo pitching now with a 2-run lead. Castillo making his first start in a Tiger uniform with the Cubs and Rockies a year ago. Ball's behind Vaughn, now 3-0. Right shoulder strain for Castillo put him on the shelf in spring training the last couple of weeks. Made his last spring training appearance on March the 15th. Vaughn takes the automatic strike.
Well, he certainly seems to be over that. He's nice, free and easy tonight in this game, throwing a lot of breaking balls, a lot of curves.
Big swing by Mo. Had the home run swing on that one. 3-2. Showed you a graphic earlier when Jerry was doing the home run leaders in the American League. A number of with 8. Vaughn is just 1 off that pace with 7. Behind the likes of Rodriguez and Griffey of Seattle, Stevens of Texas, Palmer of Kansas City, and Canseco with the Toronto Blue Jays.
Now Vaughn is now 6 hits shy of 1,000 in his career and 3 home runs shy of 200 home runs for his career.
It's where the Tigers like to see him, in a leadoff role. Hits it well to right field. Long run for Higginson. That bounces on the track and finally will go into the crowd for a ground rule double. Not enough oomph to reach the right field seats on that one, but did bounce on the warning track and into the seats. A leadoff double for Mo Vaughn.
Kind of weird, wasn't it, Bob? The ball hit high in the air and didn't go very far for Vaughn. Let's see. It looks like a changeup.
Number 18.
It wasn't toward the end of the bat, and he wasn't jammed. It's just one of those weird doubles for Mo Vaughn. A high one that's going to bounce into the stands right at that warning track area.
Been a busy place here the last couple days. Vaughn leads the Sox 4th with a double. Reggie Jefferson looks at a high fastball out of the strike zone. Little mini hitting streak for Reggie, who flied out to center field back in the first inning. One ball and 1 strike.
I don't think Reggie would consider that a mini hitting streak. The way he started the season, had a tough time getting base hits early. Faced a lot of left-handers, didn't get a lot of playing time.
Yeah, what a 22-gamer last year. 5 straight right now. There's a guy, though, we talked earlier. He's feasted on Tiger pitching. He's had some big days against the Tigers. Here's a base hit to right field. Mo Vaughn at third base, held by Wendell Kim as Bobby Higginson fires it into Tony Clark. And the Red Sox may be onto something here in the 4th inning. 1st and 3rd with nobody out.
Well, with both left-handed hitters have been on to the changeup. Vaughn's double coming on a changeup, and now Jefferson's base hit also on the changeup. Mo had to hold up just for a second at second base, make sure the line drive was not caught by an infielder. And by the time he got chugging to third, Wendell Kim had to hold him up. Take any chances, down by a couple of runs. No outs in the inning.
Things have been going so well for the Red Sox. 3-1 lead for the Tigers doesn't look like much. Fox just figure they will come back, and they may do it early here tonight. 1st and 3rd, nobody out. O'Leary takes a breaking ball for a called strike. Buddy Bell's crew, it's the opposite. The 3-1 lead is also nothing. They've seen bigger leads than that disappear. One and 1 the count.
Now, knowing what a competitor Buddy Bell is, this start for the Tigers has to be just eating him up inside. Number of games that he's had won turns into a loss.
O'Leary gets out of the way. 2-1.
Yeah, tough being a manager. As a player, a former player, obviously in tough streaks for the club, you go out, you still try to get your base hits, try to help out with defensively. As a manager, you can only stand there and watch those 25 guys and hope they're successful. You try to put them in positions to be successful.
hasn't worked to this point. 4-17 for Detroit. O'Leary drives a 2-1 pitch to the corner in left field. That'll rattle around down there. Ball is scored. Reggie Jefferson goes to third. It's a double for Troy O'Leary. It's 3-2.
Well, certainly this part of the batting order, all the left-handers, Vaughn, Jefferson, O'Leary, making the adjustment to Castillo in this second at bat. That was a fastball away. O'Leary will just shoot it away to the opposite field. And still nobody out in the inning. It's now a one-run ball game and 2 men in scoring position. RBI number 12 for Troy O'Leary.
On in the Red Sox within a run now. Scott Hatteberg is the hitter. Takes one outside. 1 ball, no strike. Scott had a single to left his first at bat and then was wiped out at a double play.
See, here's a case as a hitter. If you're going to pull the ball on the ground, if you're going to hit it on the ground, you want to pull it on the ground because it gets a run home, also gets a man at second and third base.
Big swing by Hatteberg there. A ball and a strike.
Hatteberg, a pretty good fly ball hitter. That slightly uppercut swing. But if you do make an out on the ground, you can make a productive out.
Now down in the count, 1-2. Strikeout would look mighty big to Frank Castillo here. Castillo wants to get together with Oliver.
Looks like Joe Oliver wants the fastball. He first wanted it away. Castillo shook him off. He wanted the fastball in, shook that off, and then they had the meeting. So apparently Castillo didn't want the fastball.
Missed inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
He wanted the curveball and just missed the inside corner with it.
Well, now let's see what he does on 2-2. Castillo's mates gave him a 3-1 lead, scoring 2 off Pedro Martinez in the top half of the inning. The Tigers have given 1 back, and Red Sox are threatening to add more to the total. 2-2 pitch, missing inside, and the count goes full. So Castillo threw back-to-back breaking balls to Hatteberg and missed with both pitches. Oliver sets up away. A fastball away, pulled on the ground to first base. Clark has just the 1 play. Pumped the throw to the plate, but did not throw the ball. Jefferson scores to tie the game. O'Leary goes to third, and that's the productive out that you were talking about, Jerry.
Yeah, if you're going to hit the ball on the ground, make sure you pull the ball. You accomplish 2 things. You get the run home, you tie the game, and O'Leary gets to third base, advances 1, and now is at third with less than 2 outs. So you prefer to keep the inning alive, obviously, with a base hit, but if you've got to make an out, that's not a bad one to make.
Now Bragg will try and get O'Leary home from third base. And ball, no strikes. Bragg hit into the double play. Hit a ground ball right over the second base bag. A couple of innings ago in the second inning, David Cruz, the shortstop, got to it, stepped on second to force Hatteberg, and then completed the double play. He nailed Darren Bragg at first base. 2-0.
Buddy Bell has his infield in this tie ball game. Telling his catcher there, heads up, 2-0. You never know about the squeeze.
Now 2-1.
No fastball there on the 2-0 count. Castillo going to the changeup.
Joey O'Leary at third base. Sox have scored a pair to tie things here in the bottom of the fourth. Swing and a miss by Bragg. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, they know Bragg's a good fastball hitter, and since he's been behind in the count 2-0, he's gone to the changeup on 2-0 and then the curveball on 2-1. Looks like the curve again.
You called it, but Ted Barrett says no. Full count. Payoff pitch from Castillo. Base hit, left field. Right between Randon Cruz on the left side of the infield. O'Leary scores. Bragg's RBI single gives the Red Sox the lead 4-3.
Well, he continued to throw the breaking pitch to Bragg, and when the count runs to 3-2, then he can't make the one he wants. He's got to throw one for a strike, and Bragg away will just slap it away through that drawn-in infield and give the Red Sox again the lead in this ball game. Tough at bat there by Darren Bragg.
Batter for the Red Sox is Darren Lewis. Pitch out, but nothing going. Just thinking of Buddy Bell over in the Tiger dugout. This is typical of how his season has gone. His team gets 2 off Pedro Martinez, one of the toughest pitchers in baseball. 3-1 lead, and Tiger Ball Club gives it right back with 3 runs in the bottom of the 4th inning as the Sox jumping on Frank Castillo. Darren Lewis, who was called out on strikes back in the 2nd inning. Fouled back by Lewis. 1 ball, 1 strike. Just thinking, Jerry, Red Sox getting the 3 runs in the law count. There was no toe in the crease.
Oh, we got that again tonight, don't we?
Yeah, we do. Starting very shortly.
Now, they have the same referees for a whole series?
I don't think so, no. I'm sure this guy will not be back. I don't think the National Hockey League will skate him out there tonight. Matter of fact, I would think it'd be safe to say you may not see Dvorsky at the Fleet Center as long as the Bruins continue in the playoffs this year.
That's interesting. You know, with all those playoff games going on, they keep changing them every game, huh?
Well, because of things that happened the other day. Bryce Fleury warming up.
Let him stay and take the heat. Players can't leave after 1 bad game.
Theo is slowed considerably here in the 4th inning. Clark holding with Darren Bragg at first base. A kind of a ball and a strike on Darren Lewis. Bragg goes. Lewis pops it foul. Tony Clark coming over along with Joe Oliver, but that's a couple of rows back in the crowd.
That may have been the hit and run put on that time by Jimmy Williams. Bragg had a heck of a jump at first base. They allowed him to get a walking lead. You see Bragg, he's going to have momentum going towards second base, and he had a terrific jump. But of course, if the hit and run is on, that hitter has to swing. And that time Lewis fouling it back. Only time you really don't swing on a hit and run is if the ball bounces in the dirt in front of you, because they're not going to throw him out.
Line drive, base hit, right field. Bragg has to scoot into second base and just does make it. Higginson with a strong throw. They almost forced Darren Bragg at second.
Again, it's one of those line drives where as a base runner, you're not quite sure whether it's going to be caught or not. And the ball was hit so hard by Lewis, by the time Bragg gets going to second base, Higginson had a shot at him. Look how shallow he was playing. Put a great charge in the ball and threw a strike to second, but Bragg will just beat it. Wouldn't that be frustrating if you were Lewis? You hit a ball that hard and guy gets thrown out at second base. You don't get a base hit.
Red Sox have 5 hits this inning against Castillo. They've scored 3 runs. Rick Adair, the Detroit pitching coach, coming out.
Jerry White, the first base coach, talking to Buddy Bell as Rick Adair talks to the starting pitcher. That was Bryce Flory that you saw loosening up in the bullpen a little while ago for the Tigers.
Brady Little there with Jimmy Williams in the Sox dugout.
Did I say Jerry Adair? No, Rick Adair.
Rick Adair. Jerry Adair was an infielder, right?
So absolutely for the Red Sox, very valuable, and also a coach. He coached, matter of fact, one of the teams I played on for the Angels.
Mark Lemke stepping in now for the Sox. What did I do with my lineup card earlier when I filled it out? I had Billy Hunter in center field for the Tigers. Amazing how you go back.
Now this is National Flashback Day anyway, Bob, so.
Pitch to Lemke is high and wide. 1 ball, no strikes. Castillo has reached that stage where he does not want to throw the ball. Not even close. 2 balls, no strikes. He is really struggling.
He was sharp too for the first 3 innings.
Base runners, Bragg at second, Lewis at first. And he has worked the count to 3-0.
And again, you know, guy coming off of the Sabre list today, made a couple of rehab starts after that strained shoulder. Looks like everything up now, which would be an indication that he's already tired.
Up again, ball 4. Bases loaded.
That's going to be it.
Buddy Bell, the Tiger manager, coming out to go to the bullpen. That'll be all for Frank Castillo, who will last 3 1/3 in his first start of the year. Ball has gone out for Bryce Flory. We'll take a break. Back with more baseball from Fenway after this.
The Boston Red Sox look to show the American League they mean business. With newly acquired Pedro Martinez, Dennis Eckersley, Darren Lewis, and Jim Leyritz, along with a solid core of returning players, including AL Rookie of the Year Nomar Garciaparra, there is great excitement about this team for 1998. Come be a part of the 1998 excitement. For tickets, call the Sox ticket office at 617-267-1700. For groups of 40 or more, call 617-262-1915.
The Hall of Fame salutes Latinos in baseball by remembering the great Roberto Clemente.
Here's Clemente's throw coming in. It's on the target. Sandy has it. He's out. He goes into second. Makes the turn. Going to try for 3. Down Bobby swings. Drills it into left center for a base hit. So Bobby has gone 5 for 5.
Where memories come to life. The National Baseball Hall of Fame.
Well, back here at Fenway Park, it's a 4-3 lead for the Red Sox over the Tigers here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Game 4, of course, is tonight down at the Fleet Center. And Game 5, you can see here on NESN Friday night at 7:30. The Bruins and the Capitals from the MCI Center in downtown Washington, D.C. Baseball's the game tonight. Bryce Flory is on the mound here for the Tigers, taking over for Frank Castillo.
12th appearance, a record of 1-0, ERA 4.38. A lot of strikeouts, 15 strikeouts in 12 1/3 innings, 7 walks, and 6 earned runs. The last time he worked in a game was against the Red Sox on April the 27th.
Number 5.
No decision in that game, a third of an inning.
Now he inherits a tough situation here. Bases loaded, 1 out in the top of the order up for the Red Sox. Nomar is 0 for 2 tonight. Has bounced back to the pitcher and flied to center in his 2 previous at-bats. Big swing by Garcia-Parra. 1 strike to count. Garcia-Parra fouls it back. It's 0-2. Nice Flory coming inside on Nomar there. Ground ball to third base. Randa steps on the bag for 1. The throw to Clark. They get the double play to end the inning. So Flory shuts the door on the Red Sox. Sox get 3. They take the lead 4-3 now after 4.
John Lithgow performs the Discover Card Dial-Along song.
An extemporaneous piece.
Provided for your dialing pleasure while you call 1-800-IT-PAYS-2 and apply for your Discover Card, the card with the cashback bonus award that always pays you back.
That was a nice surprise.
And that's music to everyone's ears. It pays to Discover. To apply, call 1-800-IT-PAYS-2. Accepted where you see the Novus sign.
For 27 years, I've vended peanuts, see? To my pal Tony says, this Coors Light, they frost brew it, right? It's icy cold. So I says, I thought everyone drinks it because of all the peanuts I toss. See, I could hit a guy 8 rows up just by hearing the sound of his voice. It was my thing. But with Coors Light, I don't need a thing. Ow. Except maybe a towel. Coors Light! Coors Light!
NESN's exclusive coverage of Boston Red Sox baseball is brought to you in part by Chrysler Plymouth. If you want to know what's new, we'll show you. By Frost Brewed Coors Light, who reminds you the 3 most important words are, hey, beer man. By the Discover Card, it pays to Discover, accepted where you see the Novus sign. And by Briggs & Stratton. Put more power in your lineup. Make sure all of your outdoor power equipment has a powerful, dependable Briggs & Stratton engine. Back here at Fenway Park, not so frosty Fenway tonight. Last night Fenway was frosty, but tonight pretty comfortable for baseball.
Just what the Tigers were hoping for. The sink-a-ball pitch of Flory getting the ground ball, and Joe Randa takes it himself. Moving toward that third base bag, a quick release, and they get a big double play. I mean, that had a huge inning written all over for the Red Sox, and the big deuce gets him out of trouble.
Well, as it is, the Sox give Martinez the lead again as he takes to the mound here in the top of the 5th inning. 72 pitches thrown by Martinez to this point.
Now batting for Detroit, number 19.
That's high for him. You would figure about 15 per inning, so at this point should be around 60 pitches. Well, let's see how he reacts now, again with the lead in this ball game.
Randa leads off for the Tigers. Tony Clark and Bobby Higginson will follow here. Randa's 0 for 2 tonight. Grounded out to third base in the 1st inning, and then in the 3rd came up with Brian Hunter at third base and 1 out, and Randa was a strikeout pick. That's the inning that Martinez struck out Randa and Clark back to back to strand Hunter at third base. Rounder here to short. Nomar Garcia-Parra with a short hop and a strong throw to move on. Nice play by Nomar.
Well, don't you like to see that? I mean, you know Nomar is still upset about his last at bat where he hit into the double play with the bases loaded. First chance he gets defensively, he's clean. Makes the play on the run, the off-balance throw, and a strike to move on. So you don't take the offense into the field.
Tony Clark takes a strike at the knees on the inside corner. Been a tough night so far for Clark. 2 strikeouts, swinging in the 1st, called in the 3rd. Actually, it hasn't been the greatest of early seasons for Clark, who came into tonight hitting just .224 on the year. Sends this one left field way. O'Leary has a long way to go. Won't get there. That's a fair ball. Clark is going to be held by O'Leary to just a base hit. O'Leary quickly hustles it back in, and Clark will hold at first base.
Well, I think Clark just happy to make contact in that at bat. Bob, you mentioned the 2 strikeouts.
The right fielder.
From a Red Sox point of view, you're happy to keep him in the ballpark. He's off to a slow start offensively, only the 2 home runs, but when he heats up, he's going to hit a lot of them.
Clark at first with 1 out. Bobby Higginson, the Detroit hitter. Higginson hit his 2nd home run of the season, leading off the 2nd inning, and then flied out to Darren Lewis in center field in the 4th. 4 runs, 8 hits for the Red Sox, 3 runs, 6 hits for Detroit. Mentioning that story in the Los Angeles Times earlier this year on Pedro Martinez. That's where Fred Claire, the general manager of the Dodgers, referred to Martinez as his albatross because he's the one who traded Pedro from the Dodgers to the Montreal Expos. Delano DeShields seemed like a good deal at the time, certainly backfired on the Dodgers. They could have had Pedro along with his brother Ramon on their pitching staff. Claire always laments Martinez as the one that got away.
Well, sometimes when you're dealing young pitchers, you have no idea really what they're going to turn out to be in the big leagues.
Now, Pedro is not a starter in his Dodger days. He had 1 year, I think it was 93. He worked 65 games out of the bullpen. He had a couple starts and 63 bullpen appearances. Turned into a starter in Montreal, where his career blossomed, culminating in his Cy Young Award for the Expos last year. There's another Martinez, Jesus, who pitches in the Florida organization. Ramon's the oldest, then Pedro, and then Jesus. Here's Higginson right down that right field line again. It's a foul ball. Two balls, 2 strikes.
Tell you what, Higginson has hit the ball pretty hard in this ball game tonight.
See Higginson monitoring it as it went right down that right field line.
He's hit the home run. He hit a long fly ball to center field for an out and tried to catch the pole on that one.
Missed inside, full count. This is the 2nd straight start for Martinez that has not been the high caliber that the first 4 starts were this year. Struggling a bit here tonight, as he did last Wednesday at Tiger Stadium. 3-2 pitch to Higginson with the runner going and is fouled back. So Clark will have to return to first base. Pedro Martinez this year was a winner on opening day against the Oakland A's, and then no decision at Anaheim on April the 6th when the Sox dropped that game 2-1 in 11 innings. Pedro came back to beat Seattle here at Fenway as Higginson hits it hard again, a base hit to right center. Clark will leg his way from first to third, and the Tigers have runners at first and third with 1 out. Higginson is 2 for 3 against Pedro.
And he's had some great swings against Martinez in this game. Say one thing, you got to give credit to the Tigers. They have not been at all intimidated in their 2 appearances against Pedro Martinez. When you look back at the first few games, you watch the tape, you watch the highlights, and you go, wow. But they've come out swinging. They did it in Detroit, and they're doing it again here tonight at Fenway.
Yeah, we mentioned that Pedro had that eye-popping start against the Tigers last summer in interleague play, where he struck out 14 and outdueled Justin Thompson 1-0 up at Montreal. Here Pedro trying to protect a 4-3 lead in the 5th against Luis Gonzalez, who has hit him well. To left field, makes solid contact. Back goes O'Leary, makes the catch up against the wall. Clark tags at third. He can walk home with a tying run. So Gonzalez does the job with the sac fly, and Detroit has come back to tie the ball game.
That really is demoralizing, too, for a guy like Martinez, because, again, his team gave him the lead, the 4-3 lead. Now right back of the Tigers to tie the ball game.
Number 9.
Martinez figures every time he gets a lead in the game, he should be able to shut him down.
Well, we start anew here at Fenway. 4-4. Higginson at first, 2 outs. Damian Easley, the Detroit second baseman. John Wasden beginning to warm in the bullpen now for the Red Sox. Pedro Martinez struggles here in the 5th inning.
Well, a couple of things. First of all, you're dealing with a guy that is not 100% physically, plus the fact he's made a lot of pitches early in this game.
One ball, 2 strikes. Easley has grounded to short and doubled his 2 at-bats against Martinez. Curveball is popped out of play.
Pedro not happy there. He left that curveball up in a good hitting area, and fortunately easily fouled it back.
Higginson back safely at first base. Angels come to town tomorrow. Tim Wakefield will go for the Red Sox. Angels in for 2, and then the Rangers will send Aaron Seeley to the mound here Friday night as they're in for 3 over the weekend. Red Sox think Higginson might be doing something at first, but he's holding. It's now 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That's that old 2-strike, 2-out thing. You know, a lot of times base runners will be going there. Last-ditch effort to get in the scoring position. If he's thrown out, you have Easley leading off next inning.
Nice stop by Hatteberg to keep Higginson at first base. Full count now on Easley. Higginson goes on the 3-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. Pedro gets victim number 6 tonight and avoids further difficulty here in the 5th inning. Halfway home in this one. 4.5 in the books from Fenway Park. The Sox 4, Detroit 4.
Want to get away? Southwest has your ticket to freedom. Fly for only $39 with Southwest Airlines Fun Fares.
You are now free to move about the country.
Nobody does it like you.
A revolving brush or 5 rotating brushes, a manual hand tool or one powered with 2 more brushes. The choice is easy.
Nobody
Steam Vac Ultra.
Does it like you?
The new Chrysler Sebring convertible. It's engineered to be a great car 365 days a year, rain or shine. At Chrysler in Plymouth, we'll show you what's new.
Back here at Fenway Park, Sox and Tigers are all knotted up at 4 runs apiece. Big week coming up on Nessen's. Already been a big week with a couple of Red Sox-Tiger games. The Anaheim Angels move into Fenway tomorrow. We'll have that one for you at 6 o'clock. Then on Thursday night, it's a 7 o'clock start for the Los Angeles Dodgers and Pittsburgh Pirates here on Nessen. The Bruins in Washington play Game 5 on Friday at 7:30, and Saturday, that's Game 2 of the Texas series. The Rangers and the Sox hook up on Nessen at 1 o'clock. So Sox and Anaheim, Dodgers and Pirates, Bruins and Caps, and Sox and Rangers. Tonight it's the Sox and the Tigers. It's all dotted up at 4 runs apiece. Boston coming to bat here, home half of the 5th inning. Bryce Flory, the second pitcher to work for the Tigers tonight, continues on the mound as John Valentin will lead it off.
The third baseman, John Valentin.
Valentin has a double and was robbed by Detroit shortstop Davy Cruz in his 2 previous trips. So he's 1 for 2, facing Flory for the first time as he looks at ball 1. Two and nothing. There's a strike, says Ted Barrett. 2-1. Ground ball right side. Damian Easley at second base to Tony Clark. 1 out.
Infielders should be busy when Flory on the mound. Pretty good sinker ball pitcher. And should keep those infielders busy. So far coming into the game, he got 2 ground ball outs. And of course the big double play with the bases loaded.
Yeah, but a nice night for Mo Vaughn. Halfway to the cycle. A single and a double for Vaughn. Drives this one towards the wall in left field. Just a bit short, though, is back to make the catch is Gonzalez.
Well, we've seen Vaughn hit the home run, obviously, the single or double. I want to see the triple. I'd like to see that.
That's what I was leading to. That may be the most difficult.
Number 18.
Roll around to that 420 sign in the triangle and watch Mo go.
Not this time, as he flies out to Gonzalez and left. So 2 outs, and here's Reggie Jefferson. Looks at ball 1.
Should be a good matchup for Reggie. Good low ball hitter, sinker ball pitcher.
Right under the glove of Cruz and winds up in center field. A base hit for Reggie Jefferson.
Generally against a sinker ball pitcher, Reggie will put pretty good sting in the baseball. Although I think if Cruz had another chance at that, he may make the play. Looked like the last hop went right up over the glove for the base hit.
Jefferson reaching with 2 outs. Troy O'Leary at the plate for the Sox. Ground ball right side. Easley to Clark to close out the Red Sox in the 5th inning. Jefferson scrambled on the base pass. 5 complete here at Fenway. Detroit and Boston all knotted up at 4 runs aside.